Hello, my name is Justin. I make educational and generally informative videos about roller champions. Today I'm going to teach you how to go from zero to hero by providing you with a helpful list of tips and tricks. Some of these tips are going to be geared more towards beginners, but there may be a few tricks that can help you advanced players out there, seeing as we have a lot of new features in this closed beta. Before we get started, I want to give a huge thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video. The European closed beta is live right now until March 1st. You can sign up using the link in the description, and you can join the official Roller Champions Discord server to start your journey and get involved. So with all that in mind, let's make sure you understand how the game of Roller Champions works. The rules are simple. Take the ball, make a lap while maintaining team possession, and score. A lap is made by passing through the light gates numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the arena, with the first one being located next to the goal. After passing through one, the next one will light up to let you know where the ball needs to pass through next. The ball's lap progression can be reset if the enemy team takes the ball from you, so skill and team play will need to go hand in hand if you want to win. When a lap is complete, you have the opportunity to score the ball, or take a risk and start working on additional laps, which will increase the amount of points you get for scoring the ball if done successfully. The score limit for the game is 5 points, and you have a few options available to reach that score. 1 lap is worth 1 point, 2 laps are worth 3 points, and 3 laps is worth 5 points, which is an automatic victory. Be careful though, it's easier said than done. Tip number 1 is without a doubt centered around gaining speed. Movement is controlled with the left analog stick, and pumping is controlled using the right trigger by default. Pumping when on a downward slope is the key to gaining speed, and understanding when to and when not to pump is essential to keeping consistent momentum throughout the arena. When you get comfortable with that, try to add jumping into the mix by jumping just before you go up the walls. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get the hang of this immediately, but with enough practice, you can really show off just how comfortable you are skating around the arena. Tip number 2 is going to focus on tackling. You have several different moves available to you to help you deal with any situation you face. You have your basic tackle and extended tackle, which is performed by quickly tackling twice. You can roundhouse kick by jumping and then tackling. And if you reverse that combination, you can perform an uppercut by tackling and then jumping. Lastly, if you double tackle while airborne, you can use a sweet drop kick move. All of these tackles have different uses, and while we will touch on some of them, I want to stress how important it is to understand that each one of these moves has their own range of uses, and learning those uses will be key to making sure none of the other skaters want to mess with you. As a side note, you cannot tackle with the ball in your hands. As the ball carrier, these moves are replaced with a dodge and an extended dodge. Tip number 3 is about the uppercut we just talked about. This new tackle has a wide range of uses. The most notable is making saves. This is no easy task, but if broken down, we can see that saving the ball in Roller Champions comes down to timing and patience. Jump too late and you'll miss the save. Jump too early and you will be punished with mind games. Outside of making saves, the uppercut can also be an essential tool for gaining speed, seeing as you can use it to get a great amount of height quickly. Be aware though, as the ball carrier, you are unable to uppercut. However, you can uppercut into the ball before picking it up. Think of it as an advanced technique that you'll want to get the hang of. Tip number 4 is all about team plays. When grounded, you have the option to grab your teammates, which allows you to perform one of 2 team play moves. You can push the analog stick in any direction for a boost or a quick change of direction, or you can jump off their backs to dodge opponents and get height for the flashiest of shots. Tip number 5, passing plays. It is super important to understand the difference between the 2 throwing mechanics in the game, manual and automatic. Manual is a throwing mechanic used to charge your shot and score a goal. Looking down while shooting will actually allow you to bowl the ball. Be sure to practice manual throws. You might just end up needing them in places outside of shooting goals. Automatic passes are just like the name suggests, automatic. When your teammate opts for a pass, you can pass the ball by pressing the same button. Now it isn't magic. The ball doesn't fly into their hands with ease. When player 1 passes the ball to player 2, the moment the ball leaves player 1's hands, the ball has now predicted the path that player 2 is going, and it is now up to player 2 to make sure they stick to that path. If you're having trouble making successful passes, try to think about what you're doing while the ball is airborne. Passing is a team effort and will require lots of skill from both teammates, even if the pass is listed as automatic. Tip number 6 is about combining all of these moves together. Because of the wide variety of mechanics and their uses, it's important to know how to use them all and which ones mesh well together. Maybe you want to uppercut and follow it up with a drop kick for a long-range tackle from the skies. Maybe you want to jump and roundhouse kick to fly down the lane a little bit faster. Maybe you want to score something amazing that you can share with your friends. The possibilities are endless. Get into free play and mess around. Maybe you'll discover something skaters will use forever. Okay, so now you know how to control your character. It's time to give you some tips about how to handle yourself around other players. Tip number 7 is something I call lines. These are paths in the arena that have been found to be beneficial for keeping consistent momentum. Most lines aren't straight, they curve thanks to the fluidity of your skater. Learning your favorite lines and paths and making them muscle memory will allow you to focus less on keeping your speed and more on the other action happening in the match. Don't just learn one path though. You'll become predictable and therefore easier to tackle. Try to learn multiple paths and focus on finding a way to mix them up. This will train you to only skate in areas that are beneficial to your speed and help you avoid areas that you know will slow you down. Tip number 8 is dedicated to mind games. People have been using mind games since the beginning of time, and it's no different in Roller Champions. Some basic mind games would include changing directions drastically to go against where your opponent thinks you're heading, or faking a shot to punish your opponent who is ready. However, some advanced mind games might involve a lot of quick passes to make your opponent struggle to find the right opportunity to go for a tackle. That does it for most of the beginner tips. If you find yourself getting frustrated, remember that you are not alone. Nobody likes being on the losing team, but it's going to happen. If you love the sport and you love the game, your ability to have fun should be the priority. Be sure to check out the in-game tutorial for more help on base controls of the game and spend plenty of time in custom games to de-stress and focus on your fundamental improvements. Now that you've watched this video, it's time to write your own story. Get out there and show them how to be a champion. If you want to see even more tips and tricks, you can check out my good friend Riley Rocks. She just put out an amazing tip video that I'll leave in the description for you all to go check out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and staying up to date on everything Roller Champions related. Have fun out there, and I'll talk to you all soon.